Hi, this is Bella, and I get a lot of people that ask me all the time that they are becoming aware about their empathic abilities. And so today we're going to talk about precognition, empathicness, or just plain crazy. There is a difference, greatly there is a difference between empathy and precognition empathy. So most people have empathic abilities one way or another. It's a bit like when you first ever meet somebody and they're standing in front of you, you often will feel their vibration and sort of do a mini reading. And it's the same thing, or when someone tells us a story, whether it's bad or good, we can empathise, most of us anyway. Whereas precognitive empathy basically is when you can feel that too, but you have a knowing about the future and also the past as well. So you can empathise in the present, in the past, and also in the future. Generally, there are three overarching types of empathic abilities. The first is emotional empathic abilities, or clairsentient, when people will be able to actually feel the emotions, feel everything really about another person's energy. Cognitive empath, or claircognitive abilities, which means that you have a knowing basically about how someone feels. Most people have that one way or another. Compassionate empathy is basically when you actually not only feel and know things about a person, but you feel compelled and absolutely compassionate about actually helping that person or people or society, and you turn it into a cause. Many people still don't realise that you can actually break those empathic abilities down into 10 subcategories, which I'm going to cover now for you. Number one, the cognitive empath. Like I said before, it's an ability to be able to feel and know things about other people, good or bad, and that would include the knowledge of when somebody is lying, but also knowing what to offer somebody that would help them going forward, because you can read their energy and vibrationally you can help them on their path to their greater version of themselves. Emotionally receptive empathic abilities. So that's when you can tailor your behaviour to ensure that the person's energy that you're working with resonates with yours. Basically, these kind of empaths are great people at planning parties because they know how to read a crowd and know how to change the mood or know how to tap into things. Again, it's about understanding and reading people's feelings. Physically responsive empathic abilities. This is a hard one to take sometimes if you have that kind of ability, but it basically means that you can actually feel the pains really of people. So if they've got an illness or they've got an ailment, or even the emotional pain of some people, you will feel it. And I think when you have that kind of ability coupled with some of the other empathic abilities we talked about, it's very important that you take care of yourself. Fauna empathy. Not a lot of people have heard this one, but people do it all the time. You know, those are people that have lots of animals because they can hear and they can feel and even communicate in some level with animals. Those people often have lots of pets, which includes me. Flora empathy, which, as you could tell by the name, means that people are much more receptive to plant life, to wildlife, can communicate and again feel a bit like the Avatar a little bit, you know, can tap into nature quite a lot, and they're often people who will join Greenpeace and will want to save the planet, and they're amazing. So that's flora empathy. Geomatic empathy. This one's a strong one, let's say. It's people who are able to read the earth, to read the planet, the tectonic plates, are able to predict disasters. So that would include volcano eruptions, tsunamis, things like that. They will feel it long before it's happened. Medium empathy. Now, medium empathy is to be able to feel spirits who were passed over. I think it's important to point out that empathy on all levels is about feeling or knowing. It is not about hearing or seeing, which is a different kind of psychic ability. But a medium empathic person is able to feel the spirit who is passed over and still be able to pass on messages in that sense of the word. Psychometric empathy or empathic abilities, which is basically, and lots of people have been able to do this for centuries, it's been able to take an object, a photograph, a necklace, any kind of object that belongs to somebody, and be able to again feel, know, and communicate aspects of history or feelings from that object or that person. So a lot of psychics will take an object and hold it in their hands to give them a stronger connection and be able to deliver messages, whether they're doing it as a medium empath or whether they're doing it as a psychic empath or a claircognitive empath. Telepathic empathy, which is the ability to, very similar to cognitive empathic abilities, but be able to I guess speak with other individuals without actually using any words. Lots of twins do this quite a lot, or other family members, particularly if the family have quite strong abilities in the spiritual sense, will be able to do that more between each other. But quite often it happens in relationships, which includes finishing off people's sentences or knowing. That's telepathic empathy. Say that quickly. And finally, precognitive empathic abilities, which is the ability to be able to predict through your feelings good and bad things. This can be with individuals, about whether someone's likely to return, let's say, when it comes to matters of the heart, or whether this is having quite an imprinted fear just before something not favourable happens. It can come out in many different ways, and this is the strongest thing that, again, psychics will use to predict the future if they have a very strong empathic ability. Most psychics will start out, it's the strongest indicator that you are becoming more awake when you start to feel things more and start to have a knowing more. The rest then develops in terms of clear sight and clear hearing. So I hope this has been helpful today in terms of understanding the different abilities that people can have if they're starting to become aware that they are more empathic, and how to fine-tune those specific indicators that are strongest in you, so that you can get the best out of it for yourself, but also in terms of helping other people.